Hi everybody, my name is Dennis, and today I'll be presenting about the speed reading. Each one of you can read with a speed of more than 1,000 words a minute. That's around 4 times faster than the reading rate of the average college student. Thickness of textbook increases, media increasing its volume, and there is more and more information that we have to process each day. Today, I will be presenting about the speed reading program at FIU, which you're all welcome to join. And reading is a great tool, but speed reading is a great mastermind tool that will help you accomplish more in the less amount of time. National Council says that in order to fully participate in society, we would have to have powerful literacy abilities, which until this time has only been achieved by a small percentage of the population. Many of you might think, according to a popular belief, that speed reading is reading every word or reading text only once, or maybe that even faster reading corresponds to a less comprehension. Well, all of them are myths according to a Dartmouth College and their Academic Skills Center. Actually, it is important to read text more than once if you need it. And also, you can read a few words at a time, or maybe a few lines at a time. If anybody from the audience can read this, I'd appreciate it.
I couldn't believe that I could actually understand what I was reading. Using the incredible power of the human mind, according to research at Cambridge University, it doesn't matter in what order the letters are in the word are. The only important thing is that the first and last letter be in the right place.
As you see, we can read words that are actually words, so our brain is pretty powerful. Also, there's a lot of famous people who use speed reading. President John F. Kennedy, President Jimmy Carter and his wife, and also it was used by the United States Air Force and NASA. So how did the United States Air Force actually use speed reading? Well, what they did is they trained the pilots for the faster recognition rate. So then when the pilot would go high up in the sky above the enemy's territory, they had a split second to spot and eliminate the enemy. And it saved a lot of lives during World War II, and it does until this day. Here, as you see, reading rates. Well, now, as you see, we're in about average graph, and it's around 250 words a minute. Some of us read faster, some of us read slower, but we all should strive always for the excellent and fast reading, which is above 500 words a minute. Also, this is my personal accomplishment with the program Reading Plus at FIU. As you see, I started at 296 words a minute. And then, by doing sessions, around 10 or 12 sessions, I increased my reading rate by about 40%, by about 15%. And it's only in 11 lessons. That's around 2 weeks of doing it. There's a lot of research behind this. And a total of 16,000 students participated in this research. And they took from 4th until 10th grade in the 23 public schools in Miami-Dade County. What they found out is that there is a strong correlation between faster reading and between their scores on FCAT. They received a greater gains in FCAT and reading in their everyday classes. And it's almost 70 years of research in the reading development and improvements. And it has helped over 500,000 students, including me, to become much better readers. It's easy. If you come into college or you're going home, you always can visit the Center for Academic Success, which is located in Academic 1, room 160. Or at MMC, it's located at GL 120. It doesn't take much time, only 10 to 15 minutes a session. And session, you can do 3 until 5 times a week. Also, you get 5 additional points on your science classes if you complete the semester session of the Reading Plus program. If we don't start learning speed reading right now, we would continue to read with our average pace, and we might not fully accomplish ourselves in our future careers. Also, if we learn speed reading, we'll be able to read right through the text with less time and much more comprehension. Also, faster reading corresponds to a better grades. If you have a good grade, you have a high probability in getting a high-paying job after graduating from university. Or maybe you want to do research. In research, speed reading helps also. Research requires high level of mental agility, so it would be much useful to use speed reading. What, where, and how? You can sign up for the Reading Plus program, and as I said, it's located in Academic 1, room 160, or at MMC campus, it's located at GL 120. Also, you can visit readingplus.com for more information, where they post their research about the topic, and they post graphs and interesting information and accomplishments and testimonials of the other students that also completed this program. You can explore by reading Tanya Busen and Paul Shilley. Those are the authors of the speed reading books. Also, there is apps and there is programs. Programs on your PC or laptop you can access through, it's called ReaderX. You can actually purchase it on the internet. And also for iPhone and iPad or your Android, it's a Quick Reader. Those two programs, and including Reading Plus, are the best in speed reading programs. As a conclusion, I want to say that I think each one of us understands that speed reading is important to us, and I think success starts with the small steps. And one of them you can take right now by leaving your footprint in Academic 1, room 160. Thank you. Any questions?
If you do learn how to read faster, do you still retain the knowledge that you read better?
Good question.
Yes,
you do retain the knowledge if you read faster, and this Reading Plus program helps you to do that. Because when you complete a session, it asks you 20 questions about what you read. And if your comprehension level is below 70%, it does not count your session. So it's important to comprehend what you read. And at faster speeds, if you did the procedures properly, you will comprehend much faster than you did as you read average. And also, speed reading is not all about reading, it's about how you process information.
How many sessions did you say you've gone to?
Only 12. Okay. It was 12 at the time when I completed this course.
Did your grades improve?
Yes, my grades improved. In my physics class I had a hard time, but now it's much better.
And the correlation between the grades and speed reading, is it also at grad school or undergrad?
Yes, it's at all levels of schools, starting from elementary and until your PhD maybe. And it's, as I said, it's not about reading. If you start reading much faster, you start to understand more. And for example, as for me in my physics class, there's a lot of formulas and there's a lot of reading, chapters are long. But now I'm able to process information faster. And it's still not about only reading, it's about processing information faster.
And what about memorization? So you have more analytical skills, so what about memory?
Memory improves, focus improves, because if you read, you're more focused on what you read, and the more focus you have, the more you can accumulate information in one reading session, or if you read in English class some text, or in your science class. And also, memory, of course, improves, because your focus improves, and on that depend a lot of things. Go ahead.
Is there an ideal time to do it, like at a certain age that it just grows with you, or does it not matter?
Well, it doesn't really matter. They say brain starts to decrease at age about 25, 30 years. But if you start even at 50, you still have a great chance to improve reading skills, because brain is flexible, and that flexibility we can improve.
Is this only to save time? I mean, because you would think that if if you read something, slower and, when you had time to read it, you could comprehend more than if you read it faster. So is this only to save time?
Right, it's not only about saving time. It's about, sometimes I read books, not now, but 2 years ago I exercised very frequently in speed reading. And when I read books, for me it's kind of like movie, if I read, for example, a fiction, it's all imagination. And as I said, it's not only about time, it's about how you process information. And the faster you process, the better it's going to be to take this information from your long-term memory and bring it to your short-term memory, which you use. Is there any other?
Is it for free here in Academy?
Yes, it's free. It's a free program. And you're welcome to join this program. I think it's great because I've been interested in speed reading for about 5 years now. And I think those programs that I listed in my PowerPoint presentation, such as Quick Reader or Reader X, and those are the greatest programs that I've discovered myself. And also Reading Plus program, I think it's number one.
Were you able to see, if you had a graph or anything, how people comprehend the information reading at their pace and speed reading? Like, what is the difference? Do speed reading to understand it better? Like, is it the same, or like, were you able to see that?
All right. Well, if you read at a slower pace, let's say 150 words a minute, right? You read slower, but at the same time, you comprehend, for example, let's say 70% of the information, right? But then as you go, for example, let's say we're going to take somebody at 500 words a minute, and we take this person and we let them read the same material. He's going to read it in the faster, in the shorter amount of time. And he's going to retain maybe 70%, let's say, or maybe even more than that. So there's a correlation between how you read and your comprehension. For me, in order to, I have the graph, I'll show you. You see all these sessions? That's 70 or plus % of the comprehension. So when I did this session, they gave me 10 or 20 questions and I had to answer them correctly. So it corresponds to the comprehension. If I don't answer them correctly, they put me on a level down. So that's what it is.
So when you speed read, you actually read every word, or you just read it in pieces?
Right, you don't read every word. For example, you can fixate. There's few techniques of the speed reading. You can fixate, for example, you have 10 words in a line, and you can fixate your eyes 2 times, which can be 5 words and 5 words. Chunking. It's taking a lot of words and putting in one piece. Yeah, so people read, there's a photo reading, and people read at the speeds 1 page per second. So.
I have my last question for Daphne. Did you practice that before? You read the piece?
Oh, well, like when I read, so sometimes when I read, I don't actually read like the whole thing when I'm trying to go quick. I just pick up some pieces and.
No, the one you read for his presentation. Did you practice that?
Oh no, I didn't practice that.
I was wondering who's gonna read, because I didn't know who's gonna read it. It's so
you did
confusing.
very well. Thank you.